Welcome to Youth Unscripted.
Hello and welcome to the second season of the Youth Unscripted, and this is the first episode of the season. And today we're going to talk about coping with the transition from childhood to adulthood. My name is Melanie and I'm going to be your host today. And with me I have my guest. Would you kindly introduce yourself to us?
My name is Learosic Karimi.
Okay, so how do you, in your own language, how do you define the transition from childhood to adulthood? How do you define it in your own words?
Okay, transition basically is change from childhood to adulthood, meaning that change from being independent, being dependent on your parents, to being independent, being on your own self. Yeah.
Okay, so as a young person, what are those challenges that you're facing during this period?
One of the challenges is finances. You face a lot of challenges when it comes to being independent financially. Then there's the process of making yourself sane, having a mental state that is sane. And then there is the challenge of lack of direction per se, maybe in terms of jobs, in terms of relationships. Yeah, everything that includes transition from one state to another.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, people talk about how adulthood has no manual, like you just wing it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what you're going to expect, and life is always different to every person.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have a personal story that you can share with us, that you can tell us what happened, and how did you overcome that challenge?
Mm-hmm. My challenge was mental health, because from childhood to adulthood, you're so innocent, you're coming to this world, you meet new people with different mindsets. So you find that mostly the people you interact with, they mostly they will determine the kind of well-being you're in, like mentally. So mine was mental health, because you see the economy the way it is right now. You want to be independent, but the economy is so, I don't know how it is right now, it's so negative that you find yourself thinking a lot, you're in depression. So my major problem was anxiety. So I discovered that I had anxiety because when it comes to going to look for jobs at the workplaces, you're so nervous. You can't even speak right during the interviews, so you find yourself so nervous. So what I did was I decided to channel my energy, because anxiety sometimes it drains your energy.
Yeah.
So I channeled my energy towards another thing. So I started crochet. I discovered crochet, so I started channeling the energy and my thinking into crochet, because different patterns in crochet, different designs, different colors. So it became a part of me, and that's how I ended my anxiety issue. Or not ending per se, but I'm managing better. Yeah.
Okay, that's so nice to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that you've mentioned about the current economic situation. How do you think this affects the expectations that the youth have? Like when you grew up, you wanted to be this, and then now suddenly the world is so tough. Like what impact do you see? How is this affecting them?
To be honest, mostly it's a negative impact, because with the economy right now, most companies, most jobs are laying off people. Mm-hmm. So as a youth or as a young adult right now, you have to be so creative.
Yeah.
To come up with new things other than looking for job where you think there are jobs, starting your own skills or learning other skills to create your own job, create your own business. I think that is how youths right now should be dealing with this, the issue of economy, because it is really, it brings a lot of thinking and mental breakdown, and it is causing a lot of tension. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for that input. We're about to go for a short break, but when we return, we're going to tackle more questions on transition. As you have heard that you have to challenge yourself to get a skill. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
That's all from Park TV News Desk. I'm Nyota Lubemba. Have a good day. Hi, do you want to be a journalist? Join Park University and start your career with us today.
This advert is brought to you by Park Media, courtesy of Park Communication, Languages and Linguistics Department. You are watching the Youth Unscripted.
Welcome back, and I'm here with Learosic, still talking about transition of childhood to adulthood. So, what do you think parents or guardians can do to support their children during this period? Like what things can they do to help their children?
Okay, in my opinion, number one, a guardian should be someone you can talk to. So I believe if parents are more open with their kids, they'll be willing to share their challenges during this period of transition. So number one, they should be open with their kids. Number two, if it's about career or jobs and anything, including that will add up to their finances, they should be ready to support them in terms of providing materials. If their skills need materials, if they need capital, the parents should be able to provide for that. And also they should be able to give the kids what do I call it? Encouragement for therapy, something like that. Someone to advise them, yeah.
Yeah, I also think that parents should create a safe space for their children, because clearly this is the point where people actually break down.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes there's no going back. Some people just decide to end their life, which is not okay.
Yeah, sure.
And so during this time, we have friends, right? We have people who support us. So what do you think is the importance of building such support networks in this period?
Okay, isolation in the first place is not, sometimes it's good to be isolated, but for a certain period of time. But having close friends that are strong, they are good with network, will help you with job opportunity. It will help you with dealing with challenges the challenges that you're going through. You think that you're the only one going through them, but if you have friends and you share about the challenges they're facing, they can give you a leeway to how you will face your own challenges. Yeah.
So you've talked about isolation, and I think this comes now, it has come out like very clearly, and especially in this point where we have social media, people now decide to stay on their phones the whole time. They don't have like in the past, the way people used to communicate with each other. Nowadays, people just hide behind their phones. So I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
And so as we end the show right now, what advice would you give to a young person who is watching us right now and currently is really struggling to find their passion, or they're really struggling to find the purpose that they have in this life? And I think this is something that is coming up in this transition period. So what can you tell them?
Okay, my first advice to young people, you're still young, venture into new skills. I believe from when you were a child, there are things you wanted to do, but somehow you didn't manage to do them. Start now. If one skill is not working, try another one until you get where your passion lies. Because when you work at something that you're passionate with, it will eventually succeed. Yeah, keep trying.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching this episode. We thank you for all your support for this episode and the entire season of the Youth Unscripted, and now we're starting a new one. Stay tuned for more exciting topics and more informative issues that we're going to talk about. So I'm your host, Melanie Achieng. Until next time, bye.
Thanks for watching.